to describe Chozo a little bit, for those of you that might be new to it, maybe haven't watched the regular season at all, Chozo logic, basically what it does, there are 25 quote-unquote Chozo locations. Those include 21 Chozo statues, the Morph Ball, which will always be Morph Ball, and the boss reward items, which are the Kraid Variasuit, the right side supers in the wrecked ship, the E-Tank at Ridley, and of course Dragon's Chozo boss reward is already on a Chozo statue, so that one's already counted. So those 25 locations are going to hold all the major items, plus 3 E-Tanks, 1 reserve, 2 missiles, 2 supers, and 1 power bomb. The idea is that you should be able to complete the game just by getting all those items, although no one will ever do that. So there are fewer locations for those major items and more locations for the minor items. It will include now E-Tanks and reserve tanks. So one of the big consequences is the need for charge beam tends to be a lot higher in a Chozo seed because trying to find enough ammo when you have E-Tanks and reserve tanks in the pool of those locations makes it hard to get that ammo. So we're going to see what happens here.
Very interesting suit by azder. This
is really dark. So this is our first Chozo location. We're just going to get a pack of super missiles. Usually you're going to get some sort of ammo item, but not always. Sometimes bombs will be here or something like that. But the logic is almost all based on what's on the Chozo location. So the one exception being E-Tanks for hell runs. The game will always make sure that there are enough E-Tanks available beyond the ones that you find for any hell runs that might happen. But you do need to have at least 3 to make any in logic. We already see an E-Tank. A couple of E-Tanks early. No chains for meme route here. We don't have any power bombs. Which means our bomb Torizo item has got to be something that'll get us through blocks. So it could be a power bomb. It could be our Chozo power bombs. Could also be regular bombs, speed booster, and screw attack, just like in a normal seed. Or in a major minor seed, I should say. And I must say, I hope azder gets a suit soon because...
yeah, I'm very curious.
This dark... it's really hard to see that sprite. I mean, to be fair, let's hope they both get a suit soon. Because we get a nice side-by-side wall jump. Climb. And ideally, they'll get either bombs or power bombs, because right now they're leaving a Chozo location behind. The 230 missiles called that because in Hundo you typically get that as your very last item, so your 230th missile is a Chozo location. It's not one you want to leave behind if you have a choice. As you with a very nice mock ball entry from that super missile. And we do see power bombs here, so I suspect they will check 230 missiles. Not going to be able to check Gauntlet, though, because they, like I said last time, they can get in, but they can't get out. Unless they get very lucky on drops.
Yeah, early Pvs is nice in a way, because there are many... it's possible that the power bombs could have been buried in Norfair with no other power bomb tanks available.
Yeah, it Chozo gets really interesting because sometimes those first logical power bombs will be way down in Krakamar, but you'll have plenty of non-logical power bombs to go with them. Other times you might get that as your first power bomb to have logical or otherwise. Oh, baby, and my favorite item happening really, really quick. We got our space jump.
Yeah, that makes both X-Ray and Wreck Ship pretty free in terms of movement.
Yeah, and in a Chozo seed, since you don't have the Wreck Ship Reserve Tank is not a Chozo location, so it's a lot less riskier to go there without speed booster. And a nice super pack at the Terminator location. Again, not a major location, but always nice to have some more supers. Owl gonna check the back of Gauntlet. A little less interesting here. Oh, he just wanted to get the power bombs. A little interested that he decided just to do that for the power bombs and not to actually scout it out, but that does take extra time, and you will benefit from having the extra power bombs. Okay, so they answered the question in chat about why is that the Terminator location, because in a typical run, you're always going to be back later on your way down to G4, so
Yeah,
I'll
it's
be
interesting.
back.
I don't know who's coined all the names, but yeah, I
A
just
lot
know
of them
they
are pretty
exist.
old, yeah. Most of the names are before my time, so. Oh, and an early screw attack. So we're gonna have the screw attack spaceship combination very early. That's gonna make things very nice for the run. And another power bomb pack, so. And it's a nice amount of supers there. And some extra missiles. And Azure is going to pick up these extra power bombs. Again, having those extra power bombs when you don't have bombs, just extra safety. I suspect Owl will pick them up too, and he does.
Yeah, you definitely want to try to get 15 power bombs quickly, because in Chozo, it's more likely that you won't pick up Ice Beam because of
Yeah,
the reduced locations.
it's not unusual for Speed Booster to be your axis through Meridia, and ICB is just buried behind Dragon somewhere. So getting those extra power bomb packs is pretty important. And we already have 15 power bombs right here. Both runners will pick that up and won't have to worry about Ice Beam. So now the Charge Beam location is a Chozo location. Getting a Grapple Beam there. Also, another location, Spore Spawn is now a location as a Chozo. Owl's already in there, did the backdoor, as you're about to do the backdoor strat here. And Justice Baser Beam.
Yeah, so I was mentioning about going to ship. It's just ship is a lot better in Chozo, just because you don't need speed and there's an additional item, Alpha Power Bombs, as well as they can have access to gauntlets. So I would be very surprised. Like in this situation, what I would do is go X-ray and then go up toward the ship, and at least see what's at Alpha PVs.
It is an interesting situation. So my theory on Chozo is that you want to find a way to break the logic. The ship is a good play, of course, but here's the problem with the ship play, and we'll see if either one decides to go elsewhere. So since the Chozo logic is all about everything being dictated what's at the Chozo locations, it's entirely possible, since we haven't seen a Chozo E-Tank yet, and we need 3 of them for Hell Runs, it could be that our progression in the wreck ship is just E-Tanks to put the Hell Runs in logic. That's always a concern here. But I do like the idea of checking X-Ray. It's very free with Spaceship Screw Attack, and those Alpha PBs could get him something and make it, go check the Alpha PBs and make a decision based on what's there, whether you're going up or down. And we're going to get a quick look at the X-Ray scope location right now. X-Ray very free with both Spaceship and Screw Attack.
Yeah, this is the dream X-Ray room.
There's a reason why in Hundo you do it last. Or not last, but certainly last of the majors. And just our Chozo missile, so nothing there. So we've seen... We have 2 more Chozo ammo statues, so 1 more supers and 1 more missiles. Neither runner deciding to take it. Actually, no, Owl decides he is going to take it. Which isn't a terrible idea, because if Charge Beam is hard to find, that makes it a little more likely he'd be able to get the necessary ammo to skip Charge Beam. Just in Chozo, it's a lot more difficult to skip that Charge Beam in general. As you're doing a very nice job, climb up a red tower there. see what our alpha PBs are. Just the reserve tank, and I think Azure just face planted into that. We saw him skip all the reserve tanks in the last run, and he saw all 4 of them.
Yeah, I mean, not the worst situation because comparatively in Chozo, you're gonna have less tanks because you have no idea where the non-Chozo E-tanks or
Yeah,
reserve tanks could be buried.
that is a true statement. And let's see if Azure decides to check Gauntlet before heading to the ship. It would give him a chance to refill, and he could save scum the Gauntlet location. And it's a very, very fast check again with the Space Jump Screw Attack combination. But he may just want to get to the wreck ship and then check that location if he doesn't get what he needs in the ship. It's like he was thinking about it for a second, but he is going to go do the wreck ship first. And more power bombs. I do have to admit that as hard as it is to see that that sprite that Azure has, that screw attack space jump combination is pretty sweet. Owl also gonna head up. Let's see if he does Gauntlet first or not. Nope, he's also gonna go straight to the wreck ship. I kind of like this play better for Azure than for Owl. Owl has a pretty good feel, I think, on whether Azure's going to do this or not, and I really think going for a divergence might have been better off for him. Because if this comes down just to the same route and execution, then he's probably not going to pull it out. Just Azure's execution that much better.
Yeah, it's just rough in Chozo because there's less. Just having less items just makes it so that there's less variance in the seed.
Yep, and we do end tech again. Those hell runs are not in logic yet, so. But again, I still say you want to figure out how to break the logic on these. Oh, is that couple? Nice Fantoon fight. Couple of fast there for Azure. Azure finishing as Owl starts. Owl not getting quite as nice patterns here.
Yeah, just little things like this can make the difference in the game too, unfortunately.
Yep. And so far an E-tank. See what this next item is before Azure makes a decision. My guess, with the first item being an E-tank, he's probably going to full clear this.
Yeah, we technically have nothing in the way of progression. Honestly, it's not very common that screw attack or space jumps required.
Yeah, space jump might be required for some small things in terms of movement, but there are a lot of other things that'll take its place. And screw attack is very rarely a progression item. Sometimes it's necessary for plasma or, early access to Gauntlet. Ooh, and that's a Various suit. But I don't think he leaves because he doesn't have high jump.
Yeah.
Oh, baby, look at that. Okay, the suit is still just as dark.
Yeah.
But that screw attack effect is really neat.
I'm not so sure if that's what it's supposed to look like, but I don't know. I have to ask him about where
well, we'll definitely have to
see the sprites from.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to ask him about his spriting at the end of this. And did he really like it? I mean, I know I'd have trouble playing with a sprite that dark. And yeah, as expected, he's gonna keep going. Because, you know, Varia by itself doesn't really get him much other than not having to worry about hell runs. I really would like to find high jump boots or gravity so he could go straight to lower
Yeah,
Norfair.
there's a little. I mean, he has just too few items right now to be anywhere close to go mode, and also actually, because this is a change into the playoffs, gravity can be now at a Dragon.
Yep,
So
yes, it
this
can.
bowling item could be required for that logic too. And honestly, I would almost like Al to skip bowling in his situation
Yep.
because he knows how he was, you know, it was a pretty sound defeat last time, and you can just tell like the movement Azzer has the edge. So I think it is up to Al more to maybe take a few risks
Yeah,
too.
take those risks, cut those corners. Thankfully, having that fairy suit makes Spike Your Death a little bit safer, as he takes a bunch of spike damage there. And Owl is going to check the attic area. And he may be doing this thinking Azure might have skipped it.
Yeah,
It's
too.
so hard to know for sure. And it's just a spring ball, which could be necessary, I suppose. Actually, now with Space Jump, it really... Well, I take it back. If we do end up with a Suitless Meridia, that spring ball is going to help a lot. And I would really like to see the Dragon gravity suit in one of these seeds. Okay, and I think... I suspect we'll see Azure head over to Gauntlet.
Yeah, Azure should definitely check it. And again, with Gauntlet, the thing with Gauntlet is that it disproportionately has what is it, a high chance of having charge.
It could be charged, but I'm thinking more along the lines if it's ice or speed that's necessary to get through Meridia, or even something like high jump boots to get through Meridia. It's important that you pick it up now. You don't want to have to backtrack to it later, because that would be quite a backtrack.
Yeah, also because again, the location, you're not going to be here ever again unless you are in go mode, and which you would need to check it anyway.
Yep. So again, Space Jump Screw Attack's going to make it a very quick check. He is going to save scum it, so go ahead and set up for the reset if it's nothing good. Owl going to pick up his spring ball. Okay, and let's see what's here at Gauntlet. I mean, we still have 2 ammo items. We still have a lot of E-tanks on the chosen locations yet to be seen, so this could be nothing. And it's Plasma Beam. That's not nothing. It's not progression, but it's not nothing. And we'll see if Owl decides to make the same play. And so, of course, Azure is going to keep that Plasma Beam. And being that he's got Varia, probably will head straight down to Norfair. Actually, first kill crate, then head to Norfair. Owl also going to take the save scum down here, going to be ready to reset, but he won't. He'll see that Plasma Beam, he'll keep it.
Yeah, it's looking like this is gonna be an uphill battle for Al. The problem is how the seat's been going, and there's not really been any room for divergence.
Yeah, I mean,
So
even if he well, it's hard to say if he had gone down if that would have been a better answer because with that suit in the wreck ship. On the other hand, if he'd gotten enough of the other items, he could have gotten that suit in the wreck ship and just left. So it might have saved him a little bit of time there.
there's no
It's hard to
charge.
say. Yep, there's our charge beam.
Yeah, that was bound to appear early because both Croc and Ridley are gated by charge.
Yep, and yeah, it's a location that no one's gonna skip. So Owl's gonna get that. Azure was gonna get that. So one of those things that could have, I've seen Chozo seeds where if charge were say at GT or something like that, in the wreck ship if you don't go there early. I've seen runners lose matches trying to get enough ammo to not have to pick up that charge beam, and that's not going to be it's not going to be an issue here.
And also, we know that this is a sea that Acer won't have to worry about a high jump of lava dive, because we know we're gonna have high jump or gravity in Norfair.
One of them, no. We do have Suitless on the table, so I don't know that that's guaranteed.
Well, I mean, you would need high jump. Basically, I'm just saying that like I won't be able to do like a high jump with lava dive.
Okay, I see. Yeah. Well, no, he could do a high jump. I don't know that he would in this situation. I mean, if gravity were, let's say gravity were at Dragon, I could definitely see Owl going ahead and just doing lower Norfair right now. It's just he did such a great job on the high jump with lava dive in the first game, and once he gets past that, it's pretty easy because now he's got. Well, never mind, we have high jump boots.
Yeah.
It would mean that, but yeah. So you need high jump for Suitless. So it actually does mean. So the high jump couldn't be in lower Norfair if gravity were at Dragon.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, looks like Suitless Marine is possible, even though I wouldn't bet on it. I think with the grapple, we could actually see quite progression at Shackle. That could be the case. That happens a lot more in Chozo.
Yeah, that does happen. But it won't be gravity suit at grapple. Or sorry, it won't be gravity suit at Shackle. But yeah, this seat is just not going to present itself for Owl to do any kind of route divergence. He's going to get those high jump boots too. So there's absolutely no reason either one of them is going to try and do Meridia first. It makes absolutely no sense, even if they find a gravity suit. It's just not the faster play. Oh, and double supers here, so that'll be nice for the runners. Yeah, they do need ice or speed to get through Botwoon. Both could probably do the Crystal Flash Clip if they wanted to. I doubt either one will. I think no, I take it back. If either one of them does, it's gonna be Owl. That could be his one back into this race. Is if ice or speed is in a real bad location. Owl could just, once he finds his gravity suit, do that Crystal Flash Clip. God, you can barely see when Azur's in more fight. You can barely see it. Yeah. Please find gravity suit soon. I don't usually root for that.
I don't know how it looks on Azur's screen. Yeah, I was more concerned for him, but he seems to be just fine.
Yeah, he seems to be just fine. It's funny because he was playing around with a bunch of different sprites yesterday with both Owl and I were watching it. And this was not one of the ones he was playing with. Doesn't get the mock ball escape, but plenty of power bombs, so it doesn't really need it. Actually, in a way, I'm kind of torn between wanting to see the sprite better and wanting to see a suitless gravity or suitless Meridia. We haven't seen that yet in the Chozo, so.
No, azder is more than comfortable with
Oh, they both are.
3+1 tanks.
Oh yeah, that too.
I mean, especially just because he has the secure attack space jump combo, so enemies are not an issue anymore. And interestingly, azder's going straight down. He's going to skip Bubble Mountain, which
I like this.
I do like, yeah.
I
You
like
can
this
just
a
check on
lot.
the way out.
Bubble Mountain is very easy to check on the way out. It eliminates the croc check potentially.
Like, azder has all the items he'd want for Lower Norfair, just even luxury items.
I mean, he doesn't have Gravity Suit, which would make it safer, but there's no guarantee. There's only 3 locations he can check in Upper Norfair at this point. So, and they're very easily accessible when you get out of Lower Norfair. We'll see if Owl does the same thing. Azure makes it up on his Lava Dive. Yeah, it looks like Owl's going to do the exact same thing. Okay, Owl heading in for his Lava Dive. As you're going for the gate glitch to check the screw attack item. No problem. We did see Owl struggling with those gate glitches a little bit in game 1. We'll see if he does a little better in game 2. And just a Chozo missile. Okay, as you're going to head through worst from the game again with this item combination, pretty easy. The only thing he's missing is that Gravity Suit, which could be behind Ridley. Oh, this is not a good.
Ooh, this is actually really rough, but he should be fine if he gets out. Although, okay yeah, he's fine. But it actually would have been kind of rough if it was like the reserve auto toggling instead of him manually activating it.
Yeah, that was very, very dangerous because if you get stuck in that acid without Gravity Suit, it's very, very hard to get out. And he's already popped his reserve. I wonder if he might go for a Crystal Flash at some point if his energy gets down low enough. And that would have definitely switched the lead, his last save being at the ship before checking Gauntlet.
Yeah, I'd say he's not really particularly worried anymore, but I do like how azder tends to pick up more power bombs in general, just allowing the Crystal Flash just whenever he gets low.
Yeah, azder's very good about... He has a very good sense of having that ammo to Crystal Flash, even in a situation where most people wouldn't think of it. But he's about to do the Metal Pirates here, and they usually give good drops, and if you do it right, you're not going to take a ton of damage. So now he's fine.
Yeah, almost perfectly camouflaged against that pillar.
Yeah, I can barely see him. Owl not too far behind, but you can see the difference, you know, between just this little bit of difference in movement overall. Okay, with charge plasma, this will be a 40-shot fight. He is going to supplement with ammo here.
Yeah, just leaving the supers for the end if he quickly gets enraged.
Yeah, a nice way to go is to try and use those supers while Ridley's in that pogo pattern, because then you can get that high DPS rate, which is... Whereas with the charge beam, when he's not in that pogo pattern, it's not nearly as big a difference. And finishes him off. Very nicely done. Owl gonna head in with 17 supers, same beam combo. And starts with the plasma SVA, and there's the gravity suit. So we're not going to see the rest of Norfair. Actually, that's not true. We still need speed or ice. So this is interesting.
Yeah, because Azder, I mean, yeah, I don't think he would skip any item locations, but if Owl's comfortable with the CF clip, that could be something that just saves him a lot of time, puts him into the lead.
Yeah, this could be really big if Owl goes for the CF clip and Azure does not. They're both capable of doing it, but I just see Owl as the higher probably having the higher probability of doing. Now Azure knows this. He's seen him do it, so that might cause him to go for it. I do think Azure at least checks Bubble Mountain since this will spit him out right there. Maybe not check Croc. Maybe not check Shack Tool. Those are much longer checks.
Yeah, exactly. I know Azure definitely would want bombs if he...
Yeah, absolutely. Good point. Good point from our tracker, Cheaty Face. Doing a great job on the tracking as always. It is possible to do, especially with Spring Ball, it is definitely still possible to do the Crystal Flash clip without bombs, but yeah, that makes it a lot easier. Yeah, and to be precise, we have 3 more Norfair items and Shack Tool that they can go to. And one of them's got to have Ice or Speed. So I suspect we're going to see Azure go ahead and check the Wave Beam first, and then we'll see what he does from there. Wave Beam is a very free check at this point, especially with the space jump. And it's right here. Speed Booster has a few more door transitions, a little less free, and of course Croc is Croc. Firefly has not been checked because Firefly is not a chosen location. It's not going to have Speed or Ice. And what we have an X-ray scope. And he does take it because he does have charge. You have charge plasma already. Azure's often will skip the X-ray scope, but this is definitely a situation where he's going to pick it up. So now we have Speed Booster, we have Crocomire, and we have Shack Tool. Okay, Azure is going to check speed. Owl picks up an extra E-Tank on his way out. And Wave Beam, a nice beam. Not what he's looking for. So now Azure has a decision to make: Crocomire, Shack Tool, or CF Clip. Owl gonna shortly be in that same situation.
I'm really hoping Owl goes and skips Croc and Shack. Azder, I feel like he will check the locations.
Well, he's taking a save here.
Save.
So that means he's gonna go check Crocomire and reset to here if he doesn't get the item he wants. Yeah, so to answer the question in chat, right now there has been no route divergence. So it's a bit of a execution battle. The question is now, is Owl going to go for the Crystal Flash Clip without bombs? While Azure looks like he is gonna check Croc, and then is he possibly gonna check Shack Tool? And Azure not even gonna check the Croc item because he knows it's nothing he needs. Owl continue to pick up extra ammo and E-tanks. So to answer the comment in chat about not the Norfair locations, Azure's checked all the Chozo location. He hasn't skipped a thing. He's only skipping ammo locations. Some of the locations, like the Norfair Reserve Tank is not a Chozo location. The Fireflies is not a Chozo location. They're not going to have anything he needs. Okay, so what are you going to do, Owl? Owl looks like he's going to go for it. I like this.
Yep.
And there's
Croc
Speed
have
Booster.
Croc had the
Croc
goods.
with the goods. Always bet on Croc. So Owl's going to have to count on getting that CF clip. It gives him a bit of a lead right now, but it's going to depend on how quickly he can get that CF clip. And of course, Azure's movement might be enough to catch him up anyway. But I like this call from
the
Owl
fact
a
that it's
lot.
speed. Oh, Owl didn't.
Wait, did he not check Ice
either.
Beam? Ooh, okay, so maybe he's going to check Ice into Crocomire. I did not catch that he did not check Ice Beam earlier. He's not going to like what he finds here. It's not going to be what he's looking for.
Yeah, it would have been much better for Owl if the speed was at Shack Tool, not a Croc.
Okay, now does Owl go to Crocomire or not? Well, he's not going from here, so I suspect he's just going to go for that CF clip. But unfortunately, checking Ice Beam is losing him time. They're going to be in the Business Center at the same time, so it's going to be Azure's Speed Booster versus Owl's CF clip, and just Speed Booster just makes everything faster. Oh, good point, good point, Cheaty. Can't even go that way without speed.
Yeah, the fact just that Azure has speed is already saving him, I mean, over a minute for sure, just in all the locations you can use it, probably a couple minutes.
Yeah, and to answer the question about the Ruck Ship Attic, so the Chozo locations in the Ruck Ship are the Right Side Supers, the E-Tank, and there's a missile pack in the vanilla game that is a Chozo location. So there are 3 items directly in the Ruck Ship.
Oh, Owl's making this gamble.
Ooh.
Okay, that's interesting.
Going for Shack Tool.
Unfortunately, it's probably not going to have what he's looking for.
It could have ice.
Yeah.
It could absolutely have ice, but you know, there's a 1 in 3 chance at this point that it'll be Ice Beam. And I'd actually maybe put it at a little less than that just because the other 2 locations are gated by Dragon. And since we have Speed Booster, that's actually not uncommon. But again, it's trying to create that route divergence that he knows he needs to beat someone that he knows is better technically than he is. As you're making very quick work of Bot Wound with that microwave beam. As you're missing the halfie this time. We'll just have to spaceship across. as we
Oh yeah, I
barely are
never
able to see
commented
it.
on his gravity suit.
Yeah, it's still dark. I still can't see it.
I feel like the screw tech's actually helping him out because of the
Yeah.
animation.
Oh, absolutely. I don't know. I'm glad we got the screw attack because space jump by itself would make this really hard to see. And we're gonna see another very quick fight here. Oh, and it is
Ooh, it
Ice
is
Beam,
ice.
so
Okay.
Owl is bailed out a little bit. Still, unfortunately, not going to be faster than the speed booster that Azure has. That's a good question. Does Azure check Dragon for Ice Beam? Honestly, I think he does. It's a 1 out of 3 shot. He's not going to get it, as we know now. But it wouldn't surprise me either way. He's got plenty of power bombs to do Metroid room, so.
Yeah, I think ice saves enough time in turn where this check is like mathematically worth it.
And just the Chozo Super Missile, which means bombs must be at Plasma. Since we've seen everything else. And as you're heading out of Meridia, gonna beeline it straight to Turian. He's not gonna look for that ice beam. Plasma and Shaktul being just way too long a checks to go for it. It's just like a little shadow when he's walking around. It's like this little black shadow that's it's the worst in Meridia too, which is kind of funny because that's where you need the gravity suit the most. Al, meanwhile, making his way over to Batun. He will have to do an ice clip here. This time Azure is going to take a refill at the ship. Makes a lot of sense because he is going to have to use those power bombs. He did have enough, but this way he's a little bit safer. Plus, he will have to do speed zeb skip most likely. He doesn't really have the ammo to do... I take it back. I think he does have enough ammo if he's full up. If he wants to use ammo to get through the zebs, but it's a lot tighter. So making sure you're full up on that ammo just in case is probably smart here.
I'm also pretty sure that azder isn't that great at the speed zeb skip either.
He's good enough. He can get it. Just a question of how many tries he would go for it. I know it's not necessarily his preferred method. A lot of times he'll try it instead of the ice, just to not turn off screw attack, and often misses it on that first try. But... And with 20 power bombs, he can actually start laying them a little bit earlier. And with this low energy, he is going to use that screw attack to keep his damage down. Gets through Metroid room 1 very nice. I think he might have even gotten a Metroid drop, so I think he had to lay an extra power bomb there. But this is a lot more dangerous at this level of E-Tank, so making good use of that screw attack to make sure that he doesn't take too much damage. The other thing that laying those power bombs early does is it draws the Metroids to him, so you get a little more damage to him quicker, and and having that extra power bomb pack and taking that refill makes that easier.
Yeah, I started using some interesting strats for the Metroids.
Owl, meanwhile, making very quick work of Dragon. He's not going to check the item there. That makes a lot of sense. We'll probably go for baby skip here, but with this energy, he's probably gonna have to take the refill anyway. I mean, he could dip into the reserves, but I think he'll just take the refill. But still still saves a little bit of time if you do the baby skip, so he's gonna go for it.
And azder, of course, will play it safe and take the refill. I think, yeah, that health. I think he would have like 20 health of leeway. Even that's a little bit too.
Yeah, that's really tight.
Close for him.
And if you're wondering why he, on the off chance if he does have to do the ammo for the Zebs, you use the supers here because it's 300 damage for the doors as opposed to 500 if you use regular missiles. Looks like he's going to go for that speed skip a little bit hard. Makes sense. Having trouble with it. Looks like he's just, oh, nope, gonna try it again.
This is definitely not nice with this suit.
No, in this, yeah, the suit is, I'm sure the suit is not helping. He will have enough if he uses the Zebs. It would be, if he uses supers on the Zebs, that would leave him with, oh wait, there he got it, okay.
I believe he barely didn't have enough if he had to use it on the Zebs.
He might have
had been really close.
God, so these 16 supers, he could refill once. That would be an option. So he had 21 supers, would be 16 to get them all. That would leave him with...
Well, actually, I believe you can do it with 2 plus 3. So that would probably with
that would
enough.
Yeah, and then you could refill the missiles as well. Yeah, so that would have been... I don't think he would have had enough supers if we just flat out used the supers. He would have had to do at least one refill on the missiles in some way or another. In the end, he gets the speed boosters up skip, so it ends up being irrelevant.
Yeah, and this fight is just a little slower, but still already through the...
Yeah, it's 24 shots versus Azder's going to have 20 shots. It's not going to make a big difference. Or I should say Owl's going to have 20 shots.
Ooh, unfortunately, Owl, with no bombs, is going to have to power bomb these.
Yeah. I mean, his other option... The other option is resetting the room, but that would be... from this location, that'd be quite slow. While Azder's weighing out the cutscene and Owl is going through his Metroid rooms, let's go ahead and remind you all to follow these runners and to follow my co-commentator and our wonderful tracker, Cheaty Face 4, doing the hard work behind the scenes. Owl not getting a baby skip. Meanwhile, Azure gets to Mother Brain 3. Ironically, already taken damage. I don't think he took any damage on this part of the fight last time. He just doesn't have as much to give here, but he should be fine. Oh, and that
Really
hyper
cool
beam is just I like that blue color.
Yeah, we know that bombs for sure are at Plasma Beam.
I believe that's the only location we didn't see, so it has to be there. Oh, and it's just a little shadow walking across. Look at that. As the Azure, same as shadow, walks across the Mother Brain, dusting, disappearing in the dust.
If I were the animals, I would not be feeling too
No.
happy about my prospects here.
No, I wouldn't either, but I figure the animals get off anyway, because I'm telling you, when I first played this game, I did not know you could save the animals, and Fusion worked just fine on my Game Boy Advance, so...
Well, at least we'll be able to see Owl saving them. I'm sure that Owl will finish the scene and save the animals.
Yeah, he might.
Yeah.
And Azure finishing up with an official SRL time of 52:34. Looks like Owl's gonna go ahead and finish this out. He's close enough. No reason. No reason not to. And joining us in the chat is azder, GG.
GG.
Yeah. So I would say it was a great run to watch, but I could barely see your sprite. So you want to talk about that sprite for a second?
That sprite's from Phase on Hack, which has the selling point of that hack is pretty much custom graphics, and you're supposed to play as Dark Samus, so I thought it'd be neat to try out, and it ended up being really, really dark for the vanilla environment.
I did.
Yeah, I was like, it was hard enough following it on our side, so I don't want to know how annoying it was to have to play with that. But, I mean, you did just fine, so I'm pretty impressed.
Yeah, you talked about the having trouble doing the Zeb skip, the speed booster. Yeah, and you know that was a interesting point in the game because Owl wasn't that far behind you, and your ammo situation wasn't great for a non Zeb skip situation. So
yeah, I was trying to math it out really quickly to see if I could afford it, and I just didn't have time to do the math.
Yeah, I think we concluded that you would have had to do a refill or two using the missiles, but yeah, it would have been pretty tight.
Actually, it would have. Hold on. I had
you had 21 supers.
Right?
Yeah, we had 21 supers going into the Zepatites.
I think if you did it perfectly, I think you wouldn't have to refill. But it was.
Or if you did missiles on the doors and refilled after that, that might have worked.
Oh, you know what? I would have had enough actually, because with Zebs, you use 8 missiles and 12 supers, so I would have been at 12 and 9, and that is enough.
Yeah, that is enough.
But it was close enough that I didn't want to risk it, and trying to do the math was making it hard to.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's hard to
it.
math in those stressful situations. And yeah, so since it's being mentioned in chat, you are the first semifinalist in the tournament part of the playoffs of the league. So how does that make you feel?
Good. I did better than last season, but it kind of comes down to like a lot of it is luck and how the bracket maps out. The seeds are not like your seeding in bracket is not really gospel.
Yeah.
Honestly, because especially
we had how many 8-1s? I mean,
yeah. So being 9th seed last season, it ran into 1 seed pretty quickly.
Yeah, and that was Sloter, so that's a tough one.
Yeah. I think I'm expecting my next opponent to be Ponk. Is he matched up with Zeb right now?
Yep.
Okay. So either Ponk or Zeb, probably Ponk. I have a losing record against Ponk. Because I think we sort of talked about this in my matchup with Maniacal. I think Ponk out routes me generally. But my execution is it's a little bit better, but not much. And he's good at he's better at some of the weirder tricks than I am.
I mean, at least you'll have a while to prepare, since they have to play their entire race or their entire match, and I don't know how long that would take.
Yeah, and we of course still have a lot of round of 16 still to go as well. So
yeah.
But yeah, certainly I think that'll be a fun match to watch. You can maybe get some revenge for the SM Rat tournament. But yeah, I mean, speaking of some of the tricks, so we were really curious to see. I mean, you didn't have bombs to make it easier, but we were really curious to see either one of you were going to go ahead and try and pull off the crystal flash clip when it was ice or speed that was gating you from going to Dragon.
There wasn't anywhere near enough left in terms of checks for that to be worth it, I think.
And it was interesting that, yeah, I mean, you already know this from the SRL chat, but the fact that you got speed and Ranomizer, Owl got ice and at Shack Tool, so you came out ahead on that one because quicker check and this faster item.
That's really funny because I'm sure he went to Shack Tool trying to gamble to save time on figuring out check Croc.
Yeah, and welcome in, Owl. GG.
GG.
Congratulations on getting this far into the quarterfinals. Very nicely done.
Thank you. Can I swear?
Yes. We were just talking about the. I mean, Azure already had a bit of a lead on you, but the point where you went to Shack Tool and he went to Ranomizer, with the possibility of going for the Crystal Flash clip. I was curious if you were you thinking about that? I mean, I know it's harder without bombs, so that might have been part of it.
Yeah, the bombs. If I had bombs, I would have gone for it immediately.
Yeah, you two literally did the exact same things. There was not really any room for divergence in the seed.
Yeah, Owl skipped Ice Beam, which we didn't even notice until you went back to it. But yeah, pretty much. Otherwise, it was pretty much the same route up to the wreck ship, full clear wreck ship. Got the plasma at Gauntlet, down to Norfair, skipping all the upper Norfair checks for lower Norfair. Owl picking up a few extra ammo and energy type items on the way.
Owl took a game off me in SM Rat, and it was a game that I felt like I played well too, and he's undefeated up to this point. So I had a feeling that that luck just might go his way for this one, and like he's he's good enough that I can't afford to mess up a
Sure.
lot. Or I was really sweating in game 1 when I triple dipped Norfair.
Yeah, the game 1 was interesting because once again you had an opponent do the high jumpless on you and not really paying off.
Yeah, that was by far the more like interesting scene in terms of, well, it was kind of bad at the same time because I knew I was frustrated because the seed, you really didn't have options, but at least like, you know, there's a bit of variety on which direction you could have tried, and it just early ship was the only way to go in that seed.
Yeah.
I mean, it was that getting that various suit in X-ray. I almost wonder if that hurt you more just because it just sent you down that rabbit hole of the high jumpless lava dive, and you did it just fine. But your movement down there, unlike this seed where you would have still had the space jump, having to go through, you know, bomb jumping and spring ball jumping to get through and stuff like that. Whereas, you know, you go up to the ship, get your gravity suit, you know, and just, you know, just better movement overall.
I felt very behind at that seed. That's why I did the Hydrophobus Lava Dive and hoped for a gravity suit.
Yeah.
Oh, you got
Yeah,
a gravity suit.
just not there. But yeah, I mean, it was a very, very nice high jumpless lava dive. I know you've been working hard on that this year, and that was probably the best I've seen you do it. So
Yeah, I haven't really practiced that much recently, but gotten it a few times now.
Oh, how about that near death in amphitheater in game 1?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was a little scary.
Damn it!
Yeah, the amphitheater. So Owl, since you won't have seen it, yeah, he got caught in the acid a little bit.
Yeah, I was face jumping through amphitheater and I missed one of the windows, so I fell all the way down. And it was pretty late in the room too, so the acid was up pretty high, and I got hit by a pirate trying to get back up.
How could you just die there?
Yeah,
Well,
that would have made it. That would have definitely given you an edge there, Owl, because I believe his last save was before the check of Gauntlet.
I know how to try to not die when things like that happen, but it's always scary.
Very. Okay, so another question. So I guess, you know, we've got our two Canadians having battled it out on what I've been calling Battle for Ontario. How do you feel having the Canadian reigns there, azder?
You always have them.
Pretty much. I mean, so also in this region we have Nintoaster.
Yep.
And
Solsky. He's in your area too, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so. And Trumoss, he doesn't play Ranomizer, but when Trumoss came out of retirement, what was it, a year and a half ago or something, he got really good times after that I haven't been able to touch.
Yeah, he's a pretty good player.
But he doesn't play a lot of the other stuff like tournaments and stuff, so.
But yeah, so anything else you guys want to add before we close things out?
Heck.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you typed in SRL, the end of the Owl reign. Very nice season though. 11-0 is nothing to feel bad about.
11-2.
Into this race.
It's almost weird to me that
it was 11-0 before you started today. Yeah, go ahead, azder.
It's almost weird that you can just like have an undefeated streak, but then because of the way the playoffs are set up, single elimination,
Yeah, it's too bad. It's not like double elim.
Yeah, we want to end it this year, so. So, anyway, I guess that'll do it for us. And yes, we do have another match tonight. We have the round of 16. This is going to be a real hype matchup between Sloaters 27 and a real cutie. That'll start at 8 o'clock. They are only going to play 2 games. So game 3, should it become necessary, will be played on a later date. But yeah, that'll start at 8 o'clock, and I hope you all tune in for that. Also, of course, all across the Speed Gaming channels, we have a whole bunch of Link to the Past going, so plenty of things to watch up until then. I hope you tune in to us when that time comes. But yeah, I'd like to thank everybody, Owl and Azure, for putting on a good race. And again, if you're not already following them, I'm going to go ahead and put that command back there in chat. Plumps for joining me on commentary, Cheaty Face for doing the tracking and doing a wonderful job as always. Mind of me for doing the restream setup in the background. And everybody in the Speed Gaming family for hosting us for the playoffs. Plumps, do you want to add anything?
Well, pretty much the same thing. Just this was a very good match. You know, good execution from both of you, Master. Now, I mean, one of you had to win, one of you had to lose.
Yep.
Yeah, hope to see you in the. I am looking forward to tonight's race. This was a matchup that was in the regular season. I mean, Sloaters we know is like just the fastest in terms of average time, but Cutie actually took him down in the regular season.
He did. It was a very interesting.
Yeah, Cordy he's better mechanically, but not as much of a varied player in terms of experience with other categories or Ranomizer. So it's that's a really tight matchup, and like even though he has better movement, I feel like he'll be thinking really hard or maybe try and take some risks because I think Sloaters kind of knows how to like manage rando stuff better. Like it's not just decisions on like where to check, but it's also like how to manage your ammo exactly. And if you see a miner in front of you, should you pick it up or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, really curious to see what the seed honestly will bring. We've had some okay seeds, but nothing super interesting so far.
And we still haven't gotten the gravity-suited gravity seed that we're all looking for. This one was starting to look like it was going to be a possibility too.
I feel like there's a good chance that we go the whole playoffs without seeing one.
I know. I think that's a really good chance.
Exactly one, but we'll see.
It doesn't stop me from hoping for it. All right, so that'll do it for us. We'll hope to see you all again 8 o'clock for a real cutie versus Sloaters. Should be a great match.
Heck, Cordy.
Yeah. GG, guys.
Yeah, congratulations again, Azder, and congratulations to Owl on a great season.
Thank you.
Thank you.